Welcome, Mr. Hamakoshi. Today is not a recap of modules. It is an executive alignment conversation to assess your shift from management to strategic leadership. In months 1 and 2, we built your foundation, transitioning from task-focused to vision-driven leadership and mastering emotional maturity through the calm, clarity, and choice formula. Month 3 separated management from governance. We shifted your focus to systems-level thinking, ensuring ICT investments serve as strategic drivers rather than just conveniences. As we move into Month 4, we introduce the ACE method: alignment to strategy, clarity of message, and providing a definitive executive recommendation. You are being prepared to influence direction, not just manage activity. Based on your progress, here is your readiness assessment for the Executive League.
All right, let's talk about one of the toughest, most important pivots in any leader's career. We're talking about that huge jump from being a functional manager to a strategic executive. And let me tell you, it's way more than just a new title on your business card. It's a completely new way of thinking and operating.
Okay, so let's get right to the core of it. The real difference isn't just about what you do every day, but how you actually create value. You see, a manager's world, it's all about operational stability, making sure the trains run on time, that the work gets done well. But in the executive's world, that's about strategic influence. It's about shaping the very direction the entire company is headed.
And this whole thing isn't just about climbing another rung on the ladder. No, it's a fundamental evolution of your professional identity. You're shifting from being the person known for their technical skills to being the person valued for their strategic wisdom and foresight. It's a whole new ballgame.
So the big question is, how do you actually make that leap? Well, we're going to walk through a 3-month blueprint that's designed to build that executive mindset. We'll start with finding your vision, then move to leading under pressure, then to the idea of governing instead of just managing, and we'll wrap it all up with how to communicate with real executive presence.
All right, let's dive into month 1. This is all about forging your strategic identity. Because here's the thing, before you can ever hope to lead an organization's vision, you have to be absolutely crystal clear on your own.
This chart right here, it basically maps out the whole journey. As a manager, you're task-focused, right? Your biggest worry is a project delay. But the goal, the executive target, is to become vision-driven. You want to be seen as a strategic influencer. And you know what the biggest threat becomes then? It's not a technical glitch, it's stagnation, or just having an understated presence when you're in that big meeting.
And here is the absolutely crucial point. Your entire identity as a leader has to be anchored in your core values. This isn't about making decisions based on what's easy or what's politically convenient. When you have that stable, values-based identity, it gives you the psychological armor, the composure you need to handle the insane pressure that comes with senior leadership.
So that brings us to month 2. This is where we focus on what really separates the true leaders when the heat is on: emotional competence. You know, at the executive level, this stuff is way more predictive of your success than pretty much any technical skill you can bring to the table.
Think about it. In those super high-stakes environments, your ability to regulate your own emotions is everything. Why? Because one single impulsive reaction, a flash of anger, a hint of panic, it can literally destroy stakeholder trust in a split second. The rule is simple and absolute. You have to lead yourself first.
So how do you actually do this in the moment? Well, this 3-step formula is a game changer. When you feel that trigger, that pressure building, first, find calm. Just pause, take a breath. Second, get some clarity. Literally ask yourself, okay, what emotion is trying to drive the bus right now? And finally, make a strategic choice, a response that actually serves your long-term goals, not just your knee-jerk emotional reaction.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The point isn't to become some emotionless robot. No way. Real executive maturity is about mastering your response to your emotions, channeling that energy constructively instead of letting it control you.
Okay, that brings us to month 3. And this is where we hit a massive strategic divide: the difference between doing the work and directing the work. It's about shifting from looking at your own little department to seeing the entire system, the entire enterprise.
This really is the moment of truth. Your focus has to change completely. It's no longer about the internal mechanics of your team, the how. It's now about the organization's relationship with its big picture mission, its stakeholders, and its ethical duties.
And this distinction, it's everything. Look, management is the science of efficiency. It asks, how are we doing this? It's about stability. But governance is the wisdom of accountability. It asks a much, much bigger question. And that question, right there, gets to the absolute heart of an executive's duty. It forces you to make sure that every single decision, every dollar spent, every project we start, serves the best interests of the entire organization, not just your little corner of it.
So you've spent 3 months building this new mindset. Awesome. But now what? How do you actually put it into practice? How do you walk into a room and communicate with that newfound executive presence?
You know, this is such a common mistake. People who want to be leaders think they need to talk more, to fill the space, to be seen. But true executive communication is the exact opposite. It's all about precision. It has less to do with giving a great presentation and everything to do with driving decisions and creating alignment with every single word you choose.
The ACE method is a simple but unbelievably powerful tool for this. Before you open your mouth in a big meeting, just run through it. A, is what I'm about to say aligned with our core strategy? C, am I delivering it with clarity? Is it short, to the point, and focused on a decision? And E, does it end with a clear executive recommendation? Are you actually telling people what action needs to happen next?
And really, in the end, it all boils down to this. By the time you're sitting in the boardroom, your competence is a given. Nobody there is questioning if you can do the job. What they are looking at, what they're evaluating, is your confidence. Does this person inspire trust? Can they lead us where we need to go?
Ultimately, this whole journey from manager to executive, it's an internal one. It's all about these fundamental shifts in how you see yourself, how you handle pressure, and how you view the business. So the most important question isn't anything we've covered here, it's the one you have to ask yourself. What's the biggest mindset shift that you still need to make?